Hi everyone, this is Carlos Fino X again, and well, basically I decided to make a deck video. I haven't made a deck video in a long time, so yeah. This deck is probably not one of my best decks, but one of my favorite decks. So I'll basically show you what it's about. So the deck is mainly composed of water and slightly leaf. I just use leaf energies because of a specific Pokemon I have in this deck. So I only use 4 for that Pokemon. And I have 11 water energies, alright? So in total that's 15 energies. 15 so far. 2 upper energies, which is really good for one of the Pokemon that I have in my deck. And Cyclone energy, which is okay. Yeah. Also tell you some of the strategies behind this deck. Upper energies are really good for, obviously they give you 2 energies if you have more prize cards than your opponent, which is really good for this Pokemon, Kecleon. Let's say I'm losing, I only place 1 upper energy and 1 other energy, which is really good because let's say it's fighting like Gyarados, which is double weak, Gyarados G, which is double weak to lightning. If I get 3 heads, it's gonna do 70 damage. 70 times 2 is 140, way more HP than this guy has. That's why Kecleon's a good Pokemon in general. Just this card. Well, yeah. Only 1 retreat cost, 10 plus, which the least you can get is obviously 10 plus whatever their weakness is if they have a weakness. And yeah, Kecleon's a good Pokemon. Gyarados G, obviously, I have it in my deck because of its attack. Dwindling Wave, 100 minus whatever damage counters it has. The other attack is really good. Wriggle. You flip a coin for each Pokemon your opponent has, and it does 30 damage if you get a hit for that Pokemon, which is good. So you could basically scatter damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon, which is really good if you want to take out some of the back Pokemon. Okay, my next Pokemon is Eevee. Oh, by the way, in this deck, I don't have a specific Pokemon. I just use any Pokemon to attack. It's set. I'll basically tell you it's set which Pokemon. My next Pokemon's Eevee. And yes, it's Eevee Evolutions. It has 3 EVs from Majestic Dawn. 3 EVs from Majestic Dawn because of its 0 cost for its first attack, which I only needed for that attack. And the second one is this one, Eevee from Rising Rivals, I believe. For Signs of Evolution, it allows you to search your deck for up to 2 evolutions of Eevee, which I focused on Leafeon and Glaceon, and I put Leafeon for basically a different type. I didn't want to use Glaceon. Glaceon has good attacks. It reduces the damage by 10 by its Frostwind if it's the active Pokemon on any Pokemon. So if your opponent wants to scatter damage counters, just like with Gyarados G, it reduces 10 damage counters, or 10 damage, on all your Pokemon, not just Glaceon. And this Leafeon is really good as well. It has plus energy, which allows you to attach a basic energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. And every time that you attach an energy to one of your Pokemon from your hand, it removes 2 damage counters, which is really good. So you could be attaching 2 energies in 1 turn during that turn. My next Pokemon, probably one of my favorites, well, not Psyduck, of course, but Psyduck is not my favorite Pokemon. Golduck is. Unfortunately, it evolves from Psyduck. This Psyduck, I will never attack with, most likely. Its attack latent power, you have to flip a coin if Tails the attack does no damage to the defending Pokemon, and Psyduck is now confused, which I do not want Psyduck confused. Well, I could use it, but yeah. And probably I would just use it for Headache and 0 energy. Pretty straightforward. You flip a coin. If heads, your opponent can play any trainer, supporter, or stadium cards from his or hand during their turn. But this one's pretty much way better. Golduck has 0 energy cost, really good. Does 30 damage, which is okay if you're barely starting out in battle and you happen to be using Psyduck. You just evolve it during your next turn or whenever you start, etc. Zero energy cost. And if your opponent has any water energies attached to his or her Pokemon, you may do 30 damage to any one bench Pokemon instead. So let's say they took out your Gyarados G already and you already did 30 damage to one of their Pokemon. Generally, all basic Pokemon only have 16. So that means you could do 30 plus the original 30 that Gyarados G did. And that's 60. You'll knock out one Pokemon in 2 turns generally with Golduck. The great thing about most of these Pokemon is the retreat cost. The retreat cost is basically 0 for Starmie. Oh, and I forgot to mention Aqua Recycle. Actually, I don't think I showed you. Starry is my other Pokemon I'm using, which is really good once it evolves to Starmie. Starmie has an Aqua Recycle, which allows you to search your discard pile for a water energy and show it to your opponent and put it into your hand, which is really good. Single Rain's okay, and Powerful Spin ain't really great. Single Rain is really good because if Starmie has the same amount of energy as defending Pokemon, you can remove 4 damage counters from Starmie, which is good. 0 retreat costs. The main point of this deck is the quick retreat cost. Obviously, if one of my Pokemon is about to get knocked out, I'm going to switch it out. Same with Starmie. And most of the Pokemon except Gyarados G and Leafeon have one or less than 1. Leafeon has 2 energy costs and Gyarados G has 3 retreat costs, which ain't a major problem since Leafeon is a pretty good Pokemon. Its attacks are pretty decent. Same with Gyarados G. I would just let it get knocked out and oh well. Basically that. Okay, on to the trainers. I only have 2 minutes, so I'm gonna go really fast. Pokédraw, really great card. If you don't know what it is, you should read what it is. Well, I'll tell you basically really fast. When you play 2 Pokédraws, it allows you to search through your deck for 2 cards, any card. If you only play 1, you draw 1 card basically. Really good card. Trainer. Luxury Ball. It's pretty straightforward, you should know what it is. Potion. 2 Great Balls. 1 switch just for the Gyarados G or Leafeons, Kekleons, whatever. Volkner's Philosophy. If you don't know what it is, you should read about it. Raibo. Pretty straightforward, you should know what it is. Same. They're everywhere. Lurker's Investigation. Probably one of the best cards that are in this deck. Well, at least for supporters. This allows me to see my opponent's hand, and I'll basically be able to figure out their strategy. And I get to choose either I shuffle my hand or they shuffle their hand and draw 5 cards. Either way, it's pretty good. You get to see your opponent's hand, and if you decide that you, like, let's say, and actually this card doesn't state that you need to have an actual hand, which is good. For some reason, they didn't say that you need to have 1 card like other cards in your hand. So if you have 0 cards, use this card, play it. Well, you'll have this card. You'll play it, you have 0 cards in your hand, basically. And you draw 5 cards, basically. That's it. You shuffle your deck, draw 5 cards. Baby Search, you know what it is. Dawn Stadium, really good. Whenever any player attaches an energy card from his or her hand to Leaf Pokemon or Water Pokemon, remove 1 damage counter in all special conditions. Really good for Psyduck, because he's going to get a special condition from himself if it gets Tails. Well, yes, I went pretty fast in the last part. If you need any advice on building a deck or anything, feel free to ask. Leave a comment if you enjoyed watching my deck videos. I pretty much went fast. So next time, I'll probably, in one of my other deck videos, I'll make it 2 parts. So I could go slow and, yeah. Well, thanks for watching. This was Carlos Final X. And see you some other time. Bye. Yeah.